Hello, my name is Simon Organ and I'm one of a number of the early investors into the Wigwaum project. Now, before I committed, I spoke to other investors to establish what key questions I needed to ask. And I posed those questions to Dr. Graham Pullen and Olivia McLean, who are the key people driving the project. I wanted to know, well, what is Wigwaum? Is there a market for it? How will it be launched to ensure success? What is a realistic return on investment? And does the management have a good track record of success? Now, this video will give you the answers to those questions, and I'm sure that this opportunity will inspire you as it's inspired me.
Hi, I'm Graham Pullen, and shortly I'll be introducing you to one of my colleagues, Olivia McLean. But before I do, I'd like to welcome you to our company Wigwaum, which is a revolutionary new social media site. In fact, the purpose of this short video is to explain why there is a need for a new type of social media and networking platform, and perhaps more importantly, why people really want a new social media platform, and how Wigwaum is completely different from any other site and satisfies the need for change. We'll also tell you about the young and dynamic team who are creating Wigwaum, and how we'll be launching our site to ensure it has the momentum required to be successful and deliver an outstanding return on your investment. I'd like to start by asking you a question. Why are so many of the large social media sites free to their users? Let's consider some facts. Recently, Facebook has lost the trust of millions of people by allowing third parties to access over 87 million users' personal data. A massive breach of trust has been created, causing a delete Facebook campaign to start, where people are removing themselves from Facebook. One such person is Steve Wozniak, one of Apple's founders. On Facebook he said, "People think they have a level of privacy. They don't. Why don't they give me a choice? Let me pay a certain amount and you'll keep my data more secure and private." Unfortunately, his request fell on deaf ears, and in April 2018, Wozniak removed his Facebook account. Without doubt, there is now a critical need for greater transparency around how companies secretly acquire and use our personal and private data. It is misguided and naive to think that simply building better privacy laws around the digital world will solve the broader issue of privacy, given how much our personal information is bought and sold offline. Selling our data is big business. In 2018, Facebook's turnover was $56 billion, of which a mere $17 billion was from advertising, leaving $39 billion from other revenue streams. And as Facebook paid $1 billion for Instagram and $19 billion for WhatsApp, they know the value of your data. On the 27th of September 2019, Business Insider magazine reported, "Facebook is the most popular social network for governments spreading fake news and propaganda." It states that a new report from the University of Oxford showed that Facebook is the most common platform that governments and political parties use to spread disinformation, discredit political opponents, drown out opposing views, or undermine trust in the liberal international order, and that there are now 70 countries where governments or political parties are misusing Facebook for this, more than double 2 years ago. Furthermore, Elizabeth Warren, a leading US senator, who on October the 12th tweeted that fake news is easy to post on Facebook, she then demonstrated this by posting her own deliberate fake news to make her point. Incredible, I'm sure you'll agree. But Facebook isn't the only one to hit the news recently. On September 25th, 2019, it was reported that the Federal Trade Commission sued online dating service Match Group, the owner of Match.com, Tinder, Plenty of Fish and other dating sites, on the basis that the company used fake love interest advertisements to trick hundreds of thousands of consumers into purchasing paid subscriptions, and that as many as 25 to 30% of Match.com members who register each day are using Match.com to attempt to perpetrate scams, including romance, phishing, fraudulent advertising and extortion scams. And so it goes on. There are many more horror stories out there about how users of social networking sites are being exploited, mistreated and taken advantage of, and in some cases even worse than that. That's why there is a massive need and opportunity to create a social media and networking site that doesn't sell or misuse your data, has no adverts, cannot be used for political manipulation, is free from predators, scams, deviants. A site that is absolutely secure and is run with transparency and integrity. That's what people want, and precisely what Wigwaum provides. A site that is both needed and wanted throughout the world. And this is your opportunity to be a part of and benefit from the Wigwaum social media revolution.
Hi, I'm Olivia McLean, and I'd like to tell you more about the Wigwaum revolution that we'll be launching in 2020. So, what makes Wigwaum different from all the other social media sites? Well, there are three major differences. Because it's an easily affordable subscription model, the first and most important major difference is that there will be no advertising, no selling of your personal data, no way to spread disinformation or fake news, and no cookies, meaning that all members of the Wigwaum community will be safe in the knowledge that their personal and private data will never be sold. In fact, we won't even store your data. Imagine a social media site that's not going to abuse, sell on, or profit from your data. The second major difference is our level of safety and security. Because we are building in absolute security to the site from the outset, which is not the way other platforms have been built, every user identity will be verified as they join, so that we know for certain that each user is who they say they are. No hiding behind false profiles, also known as catfishing, just total transparency. To achieve this, we'll have a two-stage image verification process. That will consist of a computerized and human monitoring system that will check all images before they're allowed on the site, ensuring that there'll be no obscene or offensive images. The third major difference is that Wigwaum will be the first social media site to cover the whole work-life harmony spectrum. It does this by being formed into 4 autonomous sections: life, work, love, and wellness. And users can access all 4 sections, or just the ones that suit their specific needs or are controlled by a parent. Wigwaum gives you, the user, the freedom to choose, which is why our tagline is, "It's all about you." Firstly, the life section is our social network section, which allows users to create their own profile, connect with friends, family and colleagues, or people they don't know within the Wigwaum community. It will also allow users to share pictures, music, videos and articles, as well as their own thoughts and opinions with however many people they like. Again, with the guarantee that each user is who they say they are, and security and safety is being built in from the outset. Secondly, the work section. It's a social networking site designed specifically for the business community. It allows you to share work-related information with other users and keep an online list of professional contacts. However, profiles created within this section are business-oriented rather than personal, allowing users to build their own network and to build a professional portfolio, as well as to look for a new job, and allow employers and recruiters to source potential candidates. Thirdly, the love section. It's essentially a dating site, although it will have many more additional features than current dating sites, as well as the two-stage image verification process that we mentioned earlier, ensuring that there will be no obscene or offensive images, as well as guaranteeing that each user is who they say they are. No hiding behind false profiles, just total integrity and transparency. And finally, our wellness section. It's a totally new concept which will include cutting-edge diagnostic tools to help improve health in all forms. It will offer a forum for people to discuss any health concerns and connect with others on a similar journey. So I hope you agree, we finally have a choice, and that choice is Wigwaum. And with the prototype already in production, the revolution has started.
We know there is a need, and we have the solution. So let's look at the market and let's look at the opportunity. Social media only started in the early 2000s and now has 3.5 billion users online, which is half of the world's population. A recent arrival to this group is TikTok. Launched in September 2016, by mid-2018 it had reached 500 million users. To put this in perspective, TikTok gained on average about 20 million new users per month over this period. So, I think it's fair to say that the market is huge, and it's still growing. But the fact is that more and more people want their social media experience to be a safe and secure one. So let me now show you what becoming a shareholder looks like. We are initially offering just 30% of the company's equity, which equates to 6,000 shares. Each share is £125 and will be sold in minimum bundles of 5 shares. However, 5 people can pool together and buy a share each, meaning that each individual shareholder will receive a share certificate and a lifetime membership to Wigwaum, making the shares an ideal birthday or Christmas present, certainly something different. Let's now look at the possible return on those shares. Based on the company achieving a 40% profit margin, which tech companies do with ease, the calculation I've used is a 5-to-1 ratio on profit as a valuation of the company, which in technology companies is more than achievable. Our paying users will be charged just $4.99 a month to be on the safest and most secure social media site in the world. So using those figures, we make the following calculations. Once we reach 2 million paying users, the annual turnover will reach 120 million. The profit could be £48 million, valuing the company at around £239 million, meaning each share could be worth £11,976. On reaching 4 million, each share could be worth £24,000. On reaching 6 million means £36,000 and 8 million means £48,000. On reaching 10 million paying users, each share could easily be worth around £60,000. We're also actively optimising the tax benefits for investors. And remember, TikTok achieved on average 20 million new users per month, which makes our figures both conservative and achievable. Let me now share with you how we plan to launch Wigwaum in order to gain maximum momentum. Firstly, each of the 6,000 shares has a lifetime membership attached to them. So anybody buying a bundle of 5 or more shares can gift the lifetime subscription for each share to a friend, family member, or to anybody they want. So we will start with 6,000 users. And experience tells us that these 6,000 users will introduce at least 2 other people. So the 6,000 will become 18,000, will become 42,000, will become 90,000, and so it grows exponentially. We will also be running a highly effective marketing campaign that will further accelerate the Wigwaum revolution.
So who's the team behind Wigwaum? Well, you've heard from Graham. He's the person who came up with the idea of creating Wigwaum and the driving force behind the company. So what excited me about getting involved in the project? It was not only his drive and determination, but also his outstanding track record in building successful businesses. For example, in the last business of which he was CEO, he took it to a turnover of over £100 million, employing over 2,000 people within a 5-year period. Since then, he's been using his extensive knowledge and experience to coach and mentor top management teams and major businesses around the world. I bring a wealth of international experience in taking startups through the inception stages and into profitable growth mode, as well as managing various businesses at a senior level. Alongside Graham and me, we have a team of young and dynamic algorithmic programmers who are based across 3 continents, specifically in the UK, US and India, that are led by 2 techie superstars who are both at the peak of their profession and with a long list of blue chip successes to their names. Over the coming months, we're enhancing that top team with a number of talented people who will drive the Wigwaum revolution to new heights globally.
I hope, like us, you'll join the Wigwaum revolution and help us to change the way social media works forever.